Viewers and subscribers, please make sure to subscribe to Saga News TV and give a like and share, because if you don't, you will miss out a lot of news.
The People's National Party expressed sadness at the passing of Councillor Patrick Forrester, who died in a motor vehicle crash. Forrester, who represented the Petersfield Division in Westmoreland Municipal Corporation, was a passenger in a motor vehicle that veered off a road in Whitton in the parish. 3 other persons were injured. Reflecting on the last, PNP President Mark Golding said Forrester passing is a terrible blow to the party and to the people of Petersfield. He was a humble and devoted servant, committed to uplifting his community and always putting people first. His work and his legacy will endure in the life of those he served and the wider Jamaican family, Golding said. PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell remember Forrester as a man of the people. Comrade Forrester lived among the people he served and gave of himself wholeheartedly. He was accessible, dependable, and deeply respected. His passing leave a void not only in Westmoreland, but across the movement, and we extend our love and prayers to his family and all who are grieving this great loss. Meanwhile, Dwayne Valls, Member of Parliament, elect for Central Westmoreland, in which Petersfield lies, said he was heartbroken of the passing of his friend and colleague. He was a pillar in our political and community work, always willing to go the extra mile for his people. The Petersfield Division has lost a champion, and I have lost a brother. We will honor his memory by continuing the work he dedicated his life to, he said. The party also extended deeply condolence to Forrester family, friend and colleague and the constituency. The police seized an illegal firearm and ammunition inside a bar along Whitehall Avenue in St. Andrew on Saturday morning. A 19-year-old man of Kasha Park Road address was arrested and charged. Reports are that the firearm was seized after police personnel assigned to the St. Andrew North Police Division carried out a raid at a bar along Whitehall Avenue. The firearm seized is a purple and black Taurus Bembridge GA 9mm pistol and a magazine containing 14 rounds and one in the breech. The firearm was reportedly shown to the suspect at the scene. The St. Andrew North Police have seized 47 firearms since the start of the year, compared to 16 for the same period last year. The following persons are wanted by the St. Andrew North Police for murder: Fabian Watson, otherwise called Bulla, and Tristan Wilder of Florence Hill, St. Andrew, and 45B Hamilton Garden, Gregory Park, St. Catherine. Siobhan Matthews, otherwise called Max, of Zambia Central Village, and Blue Old District, Red Hills Road, St. Andrew. Kemar Samuda, otherwise called Scammer and Chopper, of a 114 Red Hills Road, Kingston 19 address. Emar Grinham, otherwise called Bully Beef, of a 128 Barbican Road address, Kingston 8. Kenroy Willis, otherwise called Papa, of a Lawrence Tavern address in St. Andrew, is wanted for murder and person of interest in several other shootings and murders. Persons of interest in murder investigation: Michael Everton Morris, otherwise called Bluff, of a Burnside, Red Hills, St. Andrew address. Dwayne Harper, otherwise called Bulldog, of a Mount Williams District, Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew address. Devin Harris, otherwise called Ratty, of 100 Lane, Red Hills Road, Kingston 19 address. Tolo, otherwise called Black Wayne, of a Grandspen Drive, Grandspen, Kingston 8 address. Norman Samuels, otherwise called Nar, of a Lane Pass, Golden Springs, St. Andrew address. Kevin Simmet, otherwise called Spiegel, of a Grandspen Avenue, Grandspen, Kingston 8 address. Arville Brown, otherwise called Chucky, of a Retreat Drive, Constant Spring address. Mark Lyons, of 3 Rensfield Drive, Kingston 20. These men are asked to turn themselves in to the Constant Spring CIB or the nearest police station. Anyone knowing their whereabouts can contact the St. Andrew North Division at 876-924-1421 or call 119. A Trelawney taxi operator who was recently charged for unlawful wounding following a machete attack that went viral on social media is now facing further charge of sexual assault of a minor. Charge is 42 years old Cleon Buckley of Freeman's Hall District in Alberton, Trelawney. Police say Buckley was arrested and charged on Friday, September 19, by the Euston Spring Police in relation to a machete attack on a woman earlier this month. Since then, investigators from the Trelawney Center for Investigation and Sexual Offense and Child Abuse have revealed that an arrest warrant had previously been issued for Buckley in a separate case. He is accused of repeatedly sexually assaulting the minor in 2024. Arrangements are being made for him to be interviewed and formally charged with these additional offences. Buckley is scheduled to appear in the Euston Spring Parish Court on Monday, October 6, to answer to the unlawful wounding charge. According to police reports, about 10:30 a.m. on September 14, a woman went to Buckley's home to retrieve a car key. An argument developed between them, during which Buckley allegedly used a machete to strike her on the arm before continuing to inflict several more wounds. The woman reported the incident to the police, triggering an investigation that led to Buckley's arrest. Investigation into both matters are ongoing. A gunman who allegedly challenged police personnel in St. Catherine Sunday morning has been fatally shot and a loaded gun seized from him. The deceased has been identified as Kenroy Richards, otherwise called Pops, unemployed of Wakefield District, St. Catherine. Reports are that about 1:40 a.m. a police party on patrol received information of a man with a gun at a bar in Backlands, Wakefield. The police responded and went to the location, where Richards was reportedly seen. Acting strangely, he reportedly retreated into the bar. He was accosted, and while the police are in process of conducting a search, he allegedly attempted to pull a gun from his waistband. The police reportedly took evasive action and fired injured Richards. The police say a Smith & Wesson M&P Springfield 9mm pistol fixed with a magazine containing 15 rounds of ammunition was seized from him. The injured Richards was escorted to the Linstead Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The Independent Commission of Investigation has since launched a probe into the matter. The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF is mourning the sudden death of one of its members who collapsed at his St. Catherine home on Saturday morning after complaining not feeling well. Dead is 57-year-old Constable Mark Meladu of the JCF Marine Division. Reports are that about 5 a.m. Meladu, who resided at North Windermere Place, Cumberland, Portmore, complaining of feeling unwell and was experiencing breathing difficulty. He was assisted to the Kingston Public Hospital by members of his household, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The Kingston Western Police Division, under whose remit the hospital, failed its investigation. Drama unfolded in the St. Catherine Circuit Court on Thursday when a 16-year-old complainant admitted to the judge she fabricated a sexual assault case against a man she said she loved. The teenager told Justice Dale Palmer that she had no interest in pursuing the matter and confessed that her original report to the police in 2022 was a lie. She admitted she accused the man of sexual assault back in 2022 because her feelings for him were not returned. The revelation immediately saw Justice Palmer free the accused, who had faced 10 serious charges, including sexual grooming and production of child pornography. After a probe by Sosoka, the man represented by attorney at law Sheldon Campbell and Earl Hamilton had always maintained his innocence through multiple court appearances. After the revelation, Justice Palmer inquired whether the Crown wished to pursue a case against the complainant. The teen was promptly taken into custody of creating public mischief. The St. Catherine South Police are investigating the death of a 77-year-old man whose decomposed body was found in the parish yesterday. The body has been identified as Leslie Tappin of Burke Road, Olaba in St. Catherine. Reports are that about 6:20 p.m. on September 21, passersby started to encounter a foul smell in the vicinity of Tappin dwelling. The police were summoned, and upon arrival, the body was found. The scene was processed, and the body was removed for a post-mortem examination. The Olaba police are also probing the matter. Sleuths assigned to the Manchester Police Division have charged 2 men who were arrested in connection with the seizure of a prohibited weapon and several rounds of unauthorized ammunition on Battersea Main Road on Monday. They have been identified as 27-year-old Siobhan Bailey, a security guard of Wildcane District, St. Ann, and 27-year-old Sean Reed of Alston District, Clarendon. Both men have been charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Reports are that at 12:50 p.m. Bailey and Reed were aboard a Toyota Mark X motor vehicle. That lawman signaled to stop. The driver complied. It is reported that as the lawman approached, the passenger dropped a bag on the floor. Where he was seated, the bag was retrieved by the police and found to contain one 9mm pistol with a magazine fixed containing 13 9mm rounds. Bailey and Reed were arrested and taken into custody. In relation to the fine on Tuesday, they were formally charged after a question and answer session. Their court date is being arranged. A Portland farmer accused of breaking into a relative's home and making off with a laptop has been arrested and charged. Charged with housebreaking and larceny is 34 years old Winston Cullinan, otherwise called Winty of Mount Herman District, Oak Bay, Portland and Enfield District in St. Mary. Reports are that on Monday, September 15, Cullinan had a heated argument with a relative. At the house where he was staying, he was asked to leave the premises and he did so. Police say at around 7:10 a.m. on Tuesday, September 16, the homeowner's son locked up the house and left for work, leaving his laptop behind. When he returned later that day, the device had vanished. Alarm was raised and residents soon noticed Cullinan lingering suspiciously in the area. He was accosted and reportedly found with the missing laptop before being handed over to the police. Cullinan was charged following a question and answer session with investigators on Saturday, September 20. He expected to appear before the Portland Parish Court on Tuesday, October 7. 45 years old Marlon Bell has succumbed to injuries he sustained in a vehicular crash along the Highway 2000 in St. Catherine on Friday. Bell, who hailed from Greater Portmore, St. Catherine, was driving a 2008 Freightliner truck along the roadway when he reportedly lost control of the vehicle and collided with an Infinity motor car in the vicinity of Sharpers Lane Bridge. The impact resulted in both vehicles being extensively damaged and the occupants injured. They were taken to hospital where Bell succumbed to his injuries. Meanwhile, 78 years old Lassell Hoon, otherwise called Chinaman, died after being hit from behind by a truck while riding a bicycle in Rallington Town, Kingston, about 7:50 p.m. Friday. The police are investigating both matters.